With no signs of a deal to end the war, gas prices are staying high. There are a lot of $3.99s per gallon in the Syracuse area. I'm not seeing any $4 around here yet. Will or when will it change? Let's bring in one of the nation's top oil and gas analysts, gas buddies, Patrick De Haan. Always good to see you, Patrick. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, so set it for us. Like I said, we haven't seen anything around here that's been able to crack that $4 mark. Not that I want them to. What are we looking at nationally? And is this a matter of when, not if, we're going to get into the $4 range?
Yeah, no, Syracuse, as you mentioned, station's kind of rubbing right up against that $4 gallon mark. That's where we saw the national average, too. Watching it yesterday, we got up to about 3.994, so just a few fractions away. But nationally, we're slipping down a little bit today. Oil prices dropping on the hope that the Trump administration seems to have shifted tones from a few days ago in the weekend, talking about potentially attacking Iran's power plants and escalating the situation and not negotiation, to this week starting to talk about negotiation and halting for 5 days the attack on Iran. So we'll have to see. I mean, there's been a lot said back and forth. At the end of the day, though, the Strait of Hormuz, the vital waterway where millions of barrels, 20 million barrels of oil are blocked every day, we're seeing a profound impact still in the price of oil. So $4, that's not here yet. It certainly is not off the table, especially if things escalate or re-escalate here in the days ahead. Yeah, for now, just impossible to read on what the next direction may be in this whole situation.
I'm sure you've gotten this one plenty, but we've gotten a few hits on our Your Stories line about this. We get no oil from Iran. We have a lot of it here. So why is this whole situation causing such volatility with our gas prices, especially like here in the Syracuse area? We're nowhere near the Middle East.
Yeah, quite simply, if you were to list your house on the market and you get 4 offers for that house, you're never going to take the lowest price one. The same holds true for U.S. oil companies. They're going to take the highest offer. And right now, with the disruption in Asia as a result of the Middle East blocking or the blockade of Strait of Hormuz, Asian customers are bidding up oil prices globally. And essentially, oil companies are starting to accept some of those bids. And that is putting pressure on oil prices globally. The higher people bid in Asia, the more you and I are going to pay. So it's very much a global system. Oil companies are going to sell to the highest bidder, and that is going to push prices up here. But to the other aspect of this, we are now looking at physical disruption. That is, some countries in Europe are having to ration fuel. Chinese refineries are starting to shut down because of a lack of fuel. That's where we get a little bit of the benefit. We are somewhat insulated from disruptions, but we are not insulated like no country is from the pricing aspect of this.
Okay, so we'll have it. We'll just have to pay more for it. So short of ending the war or short of that, at least opening up the strait, is there anything like short term that can help with pump prices, like a tax holiday? I know the president's thrown out keeping the winter blend. Are those even realistic things? Will they even make a dent? The strategic petroleum reserves?
Yeah, all separately. They're very, very small levers. You know, we've always said as analysts that the president has very limited ability to impact the price of oil. Of course, now we're finding that this new attack on Iran actually pushes oil prices up. It's something that we haven't had to consider before. So the president does have some control in pushing prices up, but he has limited control to push prices back down. Some of those levers, as you mentioned, he's already just recently announced the approval of allowing E15 year-round, E15 a fuel at some stations, certainly not many of them, that offers gasoline at a discount of 10 to 15 cents. That E15 essentially has a bit more ethanol in it at a lower price point, making the price lower. We also did see the EPA waiving some of the regulations on summer gasoline. That could be a bigger impact, maybe a 10 to 20 cent a gallon impact. Much of the Northeast, New York, has not yet rolled over to summer gasoline. So when I get a few moments, I'm going to be reading the details of that waiver that just was issued. That could be good news. But in the grand scheme, prices up $1 a gallon. We're talking about maybe pennies, 15 to 20 cents. Of relief. Aside from that, the SPR, that's like replacing a water main with a straw. The water main being the Strait of Hormuz at 20 million barrels a day. The U.S. is going to release about 1 million barrels a day. So that doesn't really tilt the scale back in the right direction.
Patrick, always appreciate catching up with you. I promise we will have you back on when those gas prices really start to go back down.
One day.
You'll be able to do good news. Appreciate you, Patrick. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks.